And as Yahusha sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him separately, saying, "Say to us, when shall this be? And what is the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" And Yahusha answering said to them, "Take heed that no one leads you astray. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Mashiach, and they shall lead many astray. And you shall begin to hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not troubled, for these have to take place, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and government against government. And there shall be famines and pandemics and earthquakes in places. And all these are the beginning of birth pains. Then they shall deliver you up to persecution and kill you. And you shall be hated by all peoples for my name's sake. And then many shall stumble, and they shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise up and lead many astray. And because of the increase in lawlessness, the love of many shall become cold. But he who shall have endured to the end shall be saved. And this good news of the kingdom shall be proclaimed in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end shall come. And immediately after the distress of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from the heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then the sign of the Son of Adam shall appear in the heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn. And they shall see the Son of Adam coming on the clouds of the heaven with power and much esteem. And he shall send his messengers with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. And learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that the summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors. And when he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the slaughter place the beings of those having been slain for the word of Elohim and for the witness which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Master, set apart and true, until you judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth? And there was given to each one a white robe, and they were told that they should rest a little while longer, until both their fellow servants and their brothers, who would be killed as they were completed. And I looked when he opened the sixth seal, and saw a great earthquake came to be. And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of the heaven fell to the earth, as a fig tree drops its unripe figs, being shaken by a strong wind. And heaven departed like a scroll being rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved out of its place. And the sovereigns of the earth, and the great ones, and the rich ones, and the commanders, and the mighty, and every slave and every free one, hid themselves in the caves and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us and hide us from the face of him sitting on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, because the great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand? For just a little while longer, this is unfulfilled prophecy. These events are coming, and I would like to highlight how just before the end, there will be a witness to all the world concerning the truth of Yahusha, and how there will be a completion of the martyrs for Yahusha before the end comes. Those standing up for Yahusha until the end will be saved. As you can see, the sun is still shining, and the sky hasn't been rolled up like a scroll. This must mean that the number of Yahusha's people has not been fully completed. The truth of Yahusha has not reached all of the world yet. And Yahusha's people have not all woken up into life. Some of us are waking up. Around me, I only see a first generation of those coming out of Babylon. The second generation only being literal children. And we are all a bloody mess. We are a divided people. We are divided in what do we eat? What do we not eat? We are divided in what words we say or not say. We are divided in how we wear our clothes. We are divided in what color or how many tassels we wear, or if any. We are divided on when a day begins and ends. We are divided on when a month begins. We are divided on whether we should observe appointed times, feast days, Sabbaths, or when we observe them. We are divided by colors of flesh, and we are divided by tongues of mouths. Did Yahusha say we are to recognize one another by Sisath worn, or by how long our beards are, or by the amount of languages we speak, or if we use the sun or moon to determine the times or not? Did Yahusha say we would recognize one another by our diets? By this we are to recognize one another, by our love for one another. By this shall all know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Not by blood, not by garment, not by Sabbath, but by our love for one another will we be recognized, and will recognize one another. And only with that foundation of love can we be built up into one united house. Repent daily. The end is near. Shalom. Love y'all.